Have you ever thought about taking the need for connectivity and turning it into a real, thriving business? Well, today we're doing just that. We are breaking down a complete guide to launching your very own internet cafe right here in South Africa. So let's get right into it.
So, here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about the big opportunity, why this is a great idea in the first place. Then, we'll get into your business blueprint. After that, it's all about building your space, running the day-to-day operations, and of course, staying ahead of the game. And we'll wrap it all up with a quick Q&A to cover those burning questions.
Okay, so why an internet cafe? Why now? Well, the answer really comes down to one massive thing. There's a huge, and I mean huge, growing demand for internet access all across South Africa. And that right there is a golden opportunity for entrepreneurs who are ready to step up.
And this is the key, right here. You have to understand that these cafes are so much more than just a place to check your email. For a lot of people who don't have a computer or reliable internet at home, these places are an absolute lifeline. They are vital community hubs that connect people to the digital world. So, who are your customers going to be? Well, just look at this incredible range. You've got job seekers who need to polish their CVs. You've got students doing research for their assignments. You have small business owners running their entire online shop from one of your computers. And then you have gamers, families, you name it. All of these people are your potential regulars. So, you can see the potential, right? It's massive. But how do you turn that idea into a concrete plan? Well, this next part is all about laying that solid foundation for your business before you even think about spending a single rand on computers. We're talking about 3 crucial first steps. Step 1, do your homework. And I mean really do it. Get out there, talk to people, check out the competition, see where people are walking. Step 2, make it official. Choose your business structure and get yourself registered. And step 3, follow the money. You got to calculate all your startup costs and figure out exactly how you're going to fund this dream. All right, you've got the blueprint. Now for the fun part, actually building the thing. This section is all about the practical side of turning an empty space into a fully functional and, just as importantly, a super welcoming internet cafe. Now, one of your first big decisions is going to be the space itself. Do you buy or do you lease? You know, buying gives you a long-term asset, something you own. But leasing, it's way cheaper to get started and it gives you a lot more flexibility. It's that classic trade-off, right? Lower cost now versus owning something valuable later on. Okay, let's talk about the heart of your entire operation, the tech. This is the one area where you just can't afford to cut corners. You're going to need some really good, high-performance PCs, a rock-solid internet connection, I'm talking fast and reliable, plus all the proper software licenses and those essential accessories like printers and scanners that your customers will absolutely expect you to have. But you know what? It is not just about the tech. The vibe of the space is so important. Think about it. Comfortable chairs, good lighting, a clean and inviting design. That can be the one thing that turns a first-time visitor into a customer for life. All right, your digital haven is built. The doors are about to open. Now what? How do you actually run it successfully day in and day out? And more importantly, how do you keep it growing? That's what we're diving into next. First things first, you've got to get the word out. And look, you don't need a massive budget. A simple 3-part strategy usually works best. Get yourself a basic online presence, hit the streets with some local flyers, and, this is the most important one, do everything you can to encourage happy customers to tell their friends. Word of mouth is pure gold in a local business. And that brings us to this key quote from our source material, which honestly says it all. At the end of the day, it's all about the customer experience. Friendly staff, a clean space, quick service, that's the magic formula. That is the foundation of a business that people actually want to come back to. Now, behind the scenes, you need 2 pillars of stability to keep everything running smoothly. First is security. That means physical security, like cameras, but also digital security for your network. And second, you've got to be on top of your finances. You need to track every single rand that comes in and goes out. That's the only way you'll know if you're actually profitable. You know, a great business doesn't just run on autopilot, it evolves. So this final section is all about that long-term thinking, staying compliant, and always looking for what's next. So what are the keys to making it last? Well, it kind of boils down to 3 things. 1, comply. Get all your licenses, follow all the rules. 2, innovate. Never stop looking for new ways to serve your customers. And 3, enjoy it. Seriously. Being an entrepreneur is tough, so you have to remember to celebrate the wins along the way. And that innovation part, that is where you can have some real fun and completely set yourself apart. Think beyond just simple internet access. Could you become the go-to spot for local gamers? A support center for e-commerce sellers? Maybe even a co-working space? These kinds of specializations create loyal followings and brand new ways to make money. Okay, let's shift gears and do a little quick fire round. We're going to tackle some of the most common questions that people have when they're thinking about starting an internet cafe. First up, what is the single biggest advantage of getting into this business right here, right now in South Africa? It's one word: demand. It's as simple as that. You're not selling some kind of luxury item. You are providing an absolutely essential service that people need for jobs, for school, and for running their own small businesses.
Okay, next question, and this one is super important. What do you actually need to do to operate legally?
Here's your basic legal checklist. You've got to register your business, you need to get all the required local licenses and permits, and you must be fully compliant with all the tax laws. You get these 3 things right, and you are starting on solid legal ground. And so we're going to end on this thought. After seeing the opportunity and the roadmap, the real question isn't for us, it's for you. Every single community has some kind of digital gap just waiting for someone to fill it. So, what will yours be?